been to Hamburg before, and what do you think of the city?
I have actually. I think I have been. It was one of my first tournaments, Nieli's Apartment Cup. I think it was first and second edition. I think I was like 15 back then, so it has been quite some time. But it was pretty nice. I heard Hamburg is a beautiful city. Back then I was at Reeperbahn, so I heard and saw some wild things, but I only heard good things about Hamburg.
That's funny. What do you think so far about the venue?
It's very nice. It's very set up. We're doing all the photos and videos and shots and emoticons, all that stuff. And yeah, it looks so far so good. The venue is pretty cool. We have a nice playing area, a nice stage. Looking forward.
For someone who's maybe not familiar with you, what is your kind of AoE to inception point and your journey, and then do you have like a favorite memory?
Someone who's not familiar with me. I have been playing this game for basically forever. I'm still 23, so I'm relatively young, but I would consider myself one of the more experienced ones. I have been playing this game for over 12, 13 years now, since I was 8, 9, 10 years old. And I've been competing since I was 14. With 14 I played my first tournament. So I have been around a little bit in the game. So I'm up there with experience-wise, but I obviously still have my mechanics in top shape. So I think that will be a good mix to describe me. And yeah, I'm just learning every day. I prefer fast-paced games, but I'm getting to know more the longer games too.
And then so 8 or 9, why Age of Empires 2 and not Counter-Strike?
My family brought me into it. First my brother played it, before that my dad played it, and at some point we had all our family members playing the same game. We were like 6 people, my brother, my dad, my sister at some point, the boyfriend of my sister, the girlfriend of my brother. So we were 6 people going at each other, and it was pretty fun. Yeah, it was 3v3, like then 2v4s at some point, we were mixing it up.
Do you have like a favorite memory of any of that? Is it nostalgia? Is it winning?
Some good memories definitely come from the family games we played. Back then we didn't have a clue about the game. We were just playing casually. So everything was like completely new, and when I got into the game more, I watched better players and figured out, oh, that's possible, what is that? So I was just, completely experiencing new things. And obviously the tournaments and LAN events are always something special. I will keep every single LAN event in my head forever. And yeah, those you will never forget.
So patch notes just dropped. What are you most excited about?
I read some through. What's the most exciting ones? Deers will be interesting. They're gonna like RNG it 50-50, depending if they're lurable or not. Not sure what I should think of that. Makes the game more RNG-like and less preparable and predictable. I like the change to the deers in general, but I don't like the way particularly they made it. I think it's too RNG. What else? Some new units. We'll see how those play out. I heard some crazy names like Fire something, Fire Lancers, whatever. So that will be very interesting. And yeah, I think new civs will be added as well, if I'm not mistaken. And then lots of changes, so I'm looking forward.
Good. If you can speak to the devs directly, what is your most wanted feature?
Realistically or like
Both,
anything?
both.
Okay, in a parallel universe, pathing would be perfect. Pathing would be perfect. Realistically speaking, that's not possible apparently. Because, obviously every unit moves a bit differently, every unit has different size and different pathing, so I get that it's very difficult. But yeah, in a parallel universe, if we had a perfect pathing, game would be 10 out of 10. But yeah, what else is there? Yeah, I'm thinking of a realistic one right now. Realistically speaking, I would love to see certain civs which don't get much attention, like recycled. So for example, they get taken off the pool from the ladder, for example, for a few weeks, few months, whatever, rework them a little bit, add in some new civs, and then recycle those civs. So you always have 3-4 civs sitting out, getting reworked every few months, and then they get into the ladder again, a bit reworked. Because there are some civs that just fall off, they never get to see the play, like Bulgarians, for example. So I wouldn't mind seeing Bulgarians, bam, removed from the ladder, few weeks, few months, whatever, and then reworked a little bit, and then added in the map pool again. Especially because we have so many new civs now, and it's not a bad thing, it's a good thing that we keep mixing things up. But at some point, the game is already very complex for new players, and then you add 3 more new civs every few months, it becomes a bit too much, I would say, for new players. For us, it's great, but for the overall generality, can be complicated sometimes.
And how can the devs or tournament organizers or the community maybe attract more players and actually keep them, you know?
They're doing a good job. I mean, they're changing the map pool constantly. They're adding new features. You know, pathing might still be, you know, another topic, but obviously that's hard. What else could they do? They could do... I would still like to see the cycling, honestly. It's a new idea, would be fresh. What else? Campaigns, obviously a big part. Lots of players like the single player option and the offline player option. So keeping the game fresh with new campaigns, new history, people love that. That's what most people grew up with. So I think those things particularly.
How many civs can you play at the highest level?
What do you define high level?
Highest.
Highest? Which I would be confident showing on the stage?
Yeah, exactly.
Every single one of them.
Tell me your favorite civs to play, regardless of the meta.
Favorite civ. You know, I grew up and got famous by playing archer civs because I invented, well, I didn't invent, but like I showed dodging ballistics back in the days when it was pretty much impossible because there was lots of delays and lag. So I always loved playing archers. I love how they move. I loved how they shoot. You can do so many things with them. And it has to be the archer civs. So like Britons, Mayans, Ethiopians, those civs. Malay, and those get usually banned, so.
Following up on that one as well, like do you have a favorite unit?
It's either a plume archer or a longbow. I grew up with those two units. I love those two units. They're both ranged. They're both super fun. They look cool, so has to be one of those.
Good. Who's your ultimate 2v2 partner? There is a term.
My ultimate 2v2 partner. You know, historically it has always been hard. I grew up with him. We both got good very fast and very well, I would say. We're both top 10, top 5 almost. And yeah, so it has to be hard. That being said, I think I also had huge success with Hera when I played with him a couple 2v2s back in the, when was it? A few years back when Hard wasn't active. But yeah, those two are my ultimate partners.
Cool. Like, what is the difference for a player for LAN tournaments versus online? Walk us through that.
You know, online it's very comfortable. You sit at home, you have your chair, you have your routine, you have your food maybe, you have your setup. It's everything chill, you know what to expect, you know what you're getting into. You're not that nervous, you're not that shaking, you know. Here we have different setup, different settings, different environment. The temperature is, even the temperature, you know. Some people say it's cold, you have to put a jacket on. Everything is different, so it's a new challenge. Then you have the people, the crowd. That's a different factor as well, and obviously ping issue as well. Here you're playing with no ping, so you can actually play the game perfectly. So all those things play a role, and you know, every single one of those details play into the game, and it affects each one of us differently.
For this tournament, there was a little bit difference of seeding. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it was, well, let me remember the seeding. I think 1 to 4 were the invited players who got through by qualifying or winning through tournaments. And I think those players got seeded by the order of how they won their events. So first who got qualified, or first seed is Hera, because he won the first tournament, which you could qualify. Second one was ACCM, I believe? I think at least. I think it was ACCM, then third Viper and fourth me. I mean, it doesn't really matter that much, but I don't necessarily agree with the order. I think it should more be like, okay, those 4 players have to be seed 1 to 4 because they performed the best the last couple of months. And then you have to seed those players accordingly to their performances in the last 4 months as well, rather than just the order of the tournaments they qualified through.
How do you prepare for double elimination versus single elimination?
I think the same way as for single. I think this is the first time we have double elimination. I love it, honestly. Because, you know, for all that you know, you could have 1 day off or something is off, a small detail, you're out. And then you're just watching for the rest of the event. Here you have a double chance, and I think it's still very hype, especially if you're then playing a decider from loser bracket final or knockout stage. So I'm a big fan of double elimination stage. I'm happy to see it. I think the settings are very good as they are right now. The first couple of games, best of 5s. Then I think once we have knockout games, and I think winner bracket final and semi-final, if I'm not mistaken. We have best of 7s and final best of 9. I always think final should be something special. Should always be set apart from the other games. So it should always be higher from the best offs. And the rest, I believe, best of 5s and best of 7 mix is pretty good.
Which opponent are you looking forward most to play against?
To play against? I could choose 2 ways to answer this. I could either choose the challenging hard one, which would be Hera, because I still have revenge to take. Or I could be like, actually Kingstone, because it's the first time I play in a LAN event. I don't think I've played him in the last couple of years. So will be something new and something nice. So I'm looking forward.
How do you beat Hera? Because he's been quite dominant of late.
Yeah, you know, he's sitting next to me in the practice room, so you know, maybe change some settings, and he doesn't look. Don't tell him that though. Nah, I mean, you know, he's still human. He also cooks only with water like we do, so he still makes mistakes as well. More rare than us, but you know, there's still some ways.
Do you have anything to say to like the community?
The community. I mean, keep going. You guys are amazing. That's the only reason why we're here today. I remember back in the days we played HD, then I switched to Woobly when I was 14, 15, and ever since the community has been growing and growing and going strong. So the only reason we're here is because of you guys. So whatever you do, thanks for everything, and yeah, let's keep going.
There's a book based on your life. Did you read it? If so, what do you think about it?
Some people mentioned that. I haven't read through it all. I read like certain, some people told me about it, some verses. It's very interesting. I like it. I mean, obviously, who doesn't like to have a book written about themselves, right? It's like very specific, but I kind of feel proud and honored.
Hi everyone, this is Gideon from Being Esports. We hope you enjoyed the Garrison and all of the content around it. If you want to help us in creating more of these amazing experiences for the AOE community, please make sure to check out the video description where you can find links to our amazing merch, our event mousepads and our crowdfunding. Thank you so much. Have an awesome day.